Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. These leftoids can't show up anywhere. They can't go anywhere without getting booed off stage. How many times have we covered Joe Biden getting booed into oblivion, getting heckled, getting yelled at? His wife Jill Biden, essentially the same thing. Kathy Hochul, I mean, the list and the examples go on and on and on. Outside of their deep blue Democrat strongholds and blue little enclaves, Democrats can't go anywhere. Nobody wants anything to do with them. And that phenomenon is growing. It's becoming more and more powerful as the Democrat Party, and of course by extension, Democrat leaders, grow increasingly less and less popular, less favorable in the public eye. Nobody wants anything to do with these people. And we have another example to add to the pile of previous examples of another Democrat getting booed off stage. This time it's Nancy Pelosi showing up at a concert and getting booed into oblivion, just like we've seen many times before. And so the topics that we're going to cover for this video are continuations of segments that we've previously discussed and covered. First, that Democrats are not as popular as they think they are. In fact, they're increasingly less popular. People are starting to frankly hate them and feel severe disdain for them. Secondly, that people are sick of politics being associated with the entertainment industry and being shoved down their throats. I mean, when people are trying to enjoy a night out and go to a concert, I think the last thing that they want to see is Nancy Pelosi pop out of the backstage and lecture them about abortion and, I don't know, democracy or something. But those are the two topics for this video. After I show you guys what happened to Nancy Pelosi in New York City of all places, we've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so take a look at this. Must-see video. Crazy Nancy gets booed off stage at Global Citizens Musical Festival in deep blue New York City. Even the New York City Marxists can't stand this liar and freak. Nancy Pelosi was greeted with a sea of boos at the New York City Global Citizen Music Festival on Saturday. It was so loud that you could barely hear her talk. Even New York City leftists don't want their country destroyed by these idiots. Here's the video. I was at the Global Citizen Festival in Central Park, Manhattan, and they brought Nancy Pelosi out and she got heavily booed. Take a look at this.
I couldn't talk.
As Speaker of the House, I'm here to thank you for your dedication.
Nancy Pelosi.
Determination.
Why is everybody booing?
And there's also this angle.
Amazing. Come on guys, with urgent action, we can actually turn the ship around and defend our planet. Let's listen to some amazing music.
Yikes, folks. Not exactly a good look, now is it? Pretty bad optics. I mean, just consider what I was mentioning in the intro, that these leftoid goons, the top brass of the Democrat Party, these Democrat establishment politicians, I was making the point that they can't leave their progressive deep blue strongholds and enclaves, but even in New York City, this is what Nancy Pelosi is met with. It's very similar to what we saw in Minnesota with Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar showing up to a Somali concert, being brought up on stage by a Somali artist visiting from Africa in a majority Somali community in Minnesota, and Ilhan Omar was greeted like this. A little flashback to jog your memory. These Democrats are becoming so unlikable. There is such a disdain building up for them. They've become so hyper divisive, so out of touch, so unlikable that, like I've been saying, they can't go anywhere because there's legitimate anger and angst that people feel in connection with them. Look, the whole thing with Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans being this threat to democracy and all of this nonsense, it's all manufactured. It's media manufactured. People are told to believe it, so they do, but they don't actually have this anger towards Donald Trump. I mean, if you think about it, 4 years under Donald Trump was nothing but incredible economic success and prosperity for America. There's no real anger towards Donald Trump. There's only faux Trump derangement syndrome outrage. But with these Democrats, it's a different story, folks. We're talking about people who lost everything, people who lost their jobs, people who are currently seeing their 401k obliterate, people who got locked in their own homes for God knows how long, depending on where you live. You know, the list goes on and on and on. People who are frustrated as parents parents that their kids are being taught complete nonsense in public schools. There's a legitimate anger, there's grievances, and these grievances materialize when these people make public appearances. And the situation is worsened by the total tone deafness and lack of, basic human connection and emotion, because there's actual suffering, there's actual anger, real problems that Americans are facing. These Democrats are, in many cases, or in almost all cases, the cause of these issues, and yet they continuously pat themselves on the back, marketing themselves as the Democrats, the champions of the people, as they continue to send you into poverty with their awful, draconian, despicable, fascist, authoritarian policies. And I really believe that these boos are a microcosm of a general sentiment that's far more wide-reaching. This is the way that people feel. People are pissed, legitimately pissed, rightfully so. And that anger, no matter how hard Democrats try to steer it in the direction of those pesky MAGA Republicans and the January 6 insurrectionists, that anger is directed at Democrats. People are pissed. Everybody that I speak to, I speak to so many different people who are not political at all. Not even necessarily from a political perspective, but just talking to people about how they feel about lockdowns and everything that transpired over the last 2 years. All the anti-energy policies and the ridiculous spending. Everybody that I speak to feels the same way. Even people that you would think as total liberals are able to admit the basic reality that we are in the position that we are in today thanks to liberal policies, thanks to left-wing leaders. So I think this is a microcosm of that exact idea that I was telling you guys, that Democrats are not as popular as they think they are. And the second thing that I want to get into here is that, obviously, who the hell ordered a side dish of Nancy Pelosi while going to a damn concert? How stupid. I love comedy. I love comedy shows. In fact, I just saw Chris Rock in Detroit. But every single time, it's a constant theme to every single comedy show that I go to. There always has to be a jab at Donald Trump, a jab at January 6th, or a jab at Republicans. And while for the most part, I just immediately disregard it and move on, most of the time it's an uninformed take. Most of the time, the comedian in question doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. People are constantly bringing in politics within the realm of entertainment. Leave politics out of it. When people are trying to have a good time going to a comedy show, going to a concert, watching a movie, watching a TV show, the last thing they want to see is Nancy Pelosi. People are ordering beers, cocktails, maybe a little bit of liquor, and maybe some food, and of course entertainment. They didn't order a Nancy Pelosi abortion lecture. And the idea that totally ignorant, uneducated entertainers should be shoving their political beliefs and their political leaders in our faces is a total slap in the face. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. Jay-Z and Beyonce. Beyonce can dance. She can sing. People say that Jay-Z can rap, but I've yet to see it. Obviously, I'm kidding, but when people say that Jay-Z's the greatest rapper to ever do it, give me a friggin' break. But the point is, within their own domains, within the music industry, of course, I get it. Within the world of politics, you're way too busy running massive empires, writing songs, choreographing dances, and doing anything to be well informed within the realm of politics. I don't need to listen to you for politics. I don't need to listen to your uninformed political takes. Go away. Leave politics to the people who live and breathe politics, to the people who study history, to the people who understand policy, to the people who have a basic understanding and grasp of economics and finances. Not people who wear politics like a social justice sleeve on their Instagram account, putting their fist up with some dumb, empty political slogan like nobody should be poor, everybody should have food, everybody should have house. Those are not developed political opinions. Those are toddler political opinions. That's what you say when you're like 12 years old and you see a homeless person for the first time and you go, homeless people should have homes? That is not an informed political stance or belief. And so my message to the entertainment industry, which is obviously going to fall on deaf ears and really doesn't mean anything, is just stop. And also, what do you think's going to happen? You know the phenomenon of get woke, go broke. What do you think's going to happen when people are at a concert, people of all different walks of life and political persuasions? What do you think's gonna happen when you bring friggin' rules for thee but not for me, Queen Mary Antoinette Nancy Pelosi on stage? Obviously, she's going to get booed into oblivion because entertainment and politics don't mix. And people are pissed off at the ruling liberal elite who have taken so much from them. That is essentially the thesis and the conclusion of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel if you guys are up for it. I'm gonna get back to work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.